Fucking around, rob him. First time I meet him. Same place we catch him. Same place we leave him. Alright, on bro. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Arkabatta back there with another action video. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I already know that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we're on the road to 500 big ones, man. I hope we get that by the end of this month. That's my goal. That's my sub goal. You feel what I'm saying? I'm at 483 right now. Can't wait to make that 500. But, bro, we got, if you already seen the thumbnail and the title to the video, yes, we got the rise and fall of FBG Duck, Chicago's most feared. If you know who FBG Duck is, he's like, technically, I would say, me personally, I would say the face of STL EBT. You feel what I'm saying? Other than Billy, other than who? Yeah, basically other than Billy and Yella. You feel what I'm saying? But you feel what I'm saying? If you don't know Duck, if you know Tuka, that was his. I was like his best friend, damn that brother type shit back in the day in Chicago, you know. But residing from Chicago South Side, you feel what I'm saying? I don't know if that is that Inglewood, probably not. But we're gonna go ahead and get into a reaction video. Basically, I guess I don't know what the video is about. Probably the rise and fall of them, how everything originated, how it started. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna just stop running my mouth and just go ahead and get into the video.
Added to become one of the most feared and ruthless crews in Chicago. Plus, they had some of the hottest rappers in the city. But after internal beef, street drama, and tragic deaths, FBG fell apart fast. And this is the shocking story about how it all went down. Before FBG, aka Flyboy Gang, was started by FBG Young, Dutchy, Duck, and some others, all of them had already been in the streets for years. Duck eventually became the face of the crew after he blew up in the rap game. But he had a name in the trenches way before anyone outside of Chicago knew who he was. Duck came up on the south side of the city and had to live with his grandma after his dad got hit with a 20-year sentence. His brother Brick was repping a crew called STL EBT, and by the time Duck was a teenager, he had already followed his brother's footsteps and was putting in work for the set. He had a reputation for putting hands on people and never losing a fight, and back in the day, he allegedly even went up to O Block and fought the ops in their own territory. Before 2011,
I remember that video. I don't know if he was in the video or was that KI. Somebody, they went to the O, but this was when they used to call O Wick City. That's how I know Parkway from. I don't know if everybody else know Parkway for being that. I know most of the younger generation, they know Parkway for just being called O Block, but when we was growing up, when I was a shorty, they used to call it Wick City. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if everybody call it that still, but I still call it Wick City because that's what I know. But yeah, I personally know that Duck will like smack the shit out of people. I know that, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of violence and street beef going on, but that year is when the south side of Chicago turned into an all-out war zone. And one of the first deaths in the war between the GDs and BDs is what started FBG. Duck and a lot of other GDs were tight with a teenager named Tuka. There's a lot of different rumors about how active Tuka actually was, but he was one of Duck's best friends, and in 2011, the ops caught him at a bus stop and shot him to death. Tuka's death was a huge loss for the GDs, and it ain't take long for him to clap back and escalate the situation even more. Most drill fans know the name O Block. Back then, the area was still known as Wick City, but that all changed after.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I talk back then. We know it from if I call the older homies, the older guys, they know O Block for being Wick City. They call it y'all already know how the story originated on how it became O Block. You know what I'm saying? But I know, me personally, I know it from being Wick City. You know.
The GDs got revenge for Tuka. A BD named O.D. Perry was allegedly involved with Tuka's death, and just 8 months later, he ended up dead too. On Tuka's birthday, O.D. was riding his bike down the street when some shooters rolled up on him and started letting off shots. After he died, Wick City changed their name to O Block in his honor. Nobody was ever booked for his murder, but rumors say that a girl named K.I. and FBG Butter were the ones who took him out. FBG Wooski shouted him out on Twitter for making O Block. Others say that MOB Scrap was behind the hit. Scrap ended up getting killed too, but before he died, he tweeted, "Fuck O Block, we made O Block. Them other niggas lying, no bullshit." FBG Duck's Exposing Me remix is one of the craziest diss tracks in Chicago drill, and on the song, Scrap's brother Ruger rapped, "Got some information that you bitch niggas would hate to know. Niggas talk that shit, but they don't even know who made the O. Drop a bag on your head, my shooters get paid to blow." After Tuka died, Duck and the others started FBG and were putting in work in the booth. FBG Dutchie was rapping too, but a reporter named Trenches News said that he was more focused on the streets than making it in the industry.
But Dutchie wasn't taking that shit serious, cause Dutchie was a real street nigga then. He wasn't doing that shit. He was rapping, but Dutchie was he was activated.
Trenches News also claims that he was the one who got FBG their first shine on the radio. He was in the area and saw the potential of dudes like FBG Duck, Billionaire Black, and King Yella, so he started helping them out with the rap game.
And when I heard the movement, I'm like, damn, all y'all rap? So I figured like I help them and manage them.
By the time Duck and the rest of FBG were trying to break into the industry, the BDs was already blowing up and running Chicago's drill scene. Chief Keef became a superstar off the track Don't Like, and other BDs like Lil Durk and Reese was popping off too. According to Trenches News, Keef and the other BDs wasn't just going to war with the GDs in the street. They was trying to play industry games too and told Interscope not to work with Duck and the rest of FBG.
She called me with Interscope. She was on the three-way call with Interscope. Interscope asked them, was they into it with Keef? These little niggas instead of playing they role, these little niggas talking about they gonna send up the motherfucking Interscope building if they ran into Keef. So Interscope stopped fucking with us. That's how they got black. Interscope told them they was blackballed. Keef them, Dirk them, all them was telling them not to fuck with them because they rob, kill, and steal.
But even though they weren't backed by some major labels like some of the BDs were, FBG didn't let it stop their grind. Duck, Wooski, Billionaire Black, King Yella, and Lil J were all making a name for themselves in Chicago. They started getting shows and some play on the radio. But according to Trenches News, it didn't take long before there was already internal drama going on in the crew. He said that back when
personally, I would say if the GDs didn't get blackballed, if Vaughn was still alive and if Duck was still alive, they'd be doing it big right now. Both of them, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say coming together because everybody's getting their head on straight in Iraq right now. They getting their head on. Well, I wouldn't say everybody, but we know who the crash outs really is. But I would say the big dogs or the OG homies, they coming through and they're trying to save the young crew and basically squashing like 10, 15 years beef, 20 years beef, which is like amazing because it's bigger than just the block, it's bigger than just the street. You feel what I'm saying? And then if you watch some of Duck's interviews and like street vlogs, and you know what I'm saying, he really had his head on straight. Vaughn did too. Don't get me wrong, Vaughn did too. It was just two young niggas stuck in the streets, you know what I'm saying? When blood gets shed, then, you know what I'm saying, it get out of hand. But I will personally say, I don't give a fuck. I would personally say if Vaughn and Duck was alive and they just left the street shit alone and they just started instantly just focused on music, no matter if they dissing each other, no matter if they not, both sides would be going so hard. You feel what I'm saying? I wouldn't say they squash beef and all that, but I would genuinely say that they'll both be going. We already know Vaughn blown up anyway, but Duck, just all how raw he is, you feel what I'm saying? He would have been, damn. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. family back and everything. Oh yeah, man. My fault, y'all had to change cameras on them real quick. You feel what I'm saying? But hold on, let me wipe y'all off too. I'm gonna leave this in the vlog too, cause I ain't gonna fake it. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be uncut on raw. Just gonna be me. You feel what I'm saying? But as I was saying, I believe that Duck and Vaughn would have definitely made something big for the rack. Straight up.
Oh, in Gary, Indiana. The whole crew was supposed to get paid $7,500 for the show, plus whatever they made at the door. Lil J didn't even want to go at first, but Trenches went with K.I. to pick him up and made sure he went. They put FBG Cash Out's baby mama in charge of handling the money from the door, and she ended up taking all of it.
Well, Manny put Cash Out baby mama on that motherfucking dough, and that bitch took everything. Shout out to her though. She a real motherfucker. She took all the money and the weed that was made.
Duck and the other rappers were all paid less than $100, but that wasn't the only money issue that FBG was having. And there are a lot of rumors that Duck's manager Manny had been playing with his money the whole time they was working together. Plus, Lil J allegedly stole some cash from Duck too. Back in 2017, Duck told Zach TV that Jay stole some petty money from him.
Whatever I tell folk them, they gonna fall back.
Did he steal from you or one of somebody?
On some for real shit, he stole some. Hey man, long live that nigga Zach TV, man. He was doing this big one, man. Long live Zach TV, man. For real, for real. Petty money.
Apparently, some other dudes in the crew wanted Duck to put the green light on Jay's head over the situation, but Duck told him to just put hands on him instead. While Duck and the rest of FBG were dealing with the internal drama and trying to make it in the rap game, they was taking losses in the streets too. K.I. was one of the BD's most hated ops, and there are rumors she was involved with all kinds of hits in the city. She allegedly slid on the ops constantly and would clown them on social media with tweets like, "Shout out OD for being target practice, LOL, #STL. Some reports link her to over 20 shootings in the city, but it's not clear how many of those were really her. She definitely had a rep for being a killer though, and one time some of her DMs leaked that shows someone offering her money to take out G Herbo. One of the wildest things about K.I. is that she would flirt back and forth with King Von, but then they said death threats to each other too. K.I. allegedly ended up killing Chief Keef's cousin Blood Money, and the next day Von allegedly caught her in the street and shot her 9 times. In April 2014, K.I. was with FBG Butter walking to Wooski's crib. K.I. had been active for years, but she still made the mistake of dropping her location on Twitter. After the ops saw where she was, it ain't take long for them to roll up on her and start letting off shots. Nobody was ever booked for the shooting. Leaked paperwork proved that the cops believe Von was involved, but he was killed in Atlanta before they could ever take it to trial. There's a lot of evidence that points to Von being the shooter. Other dudes from O-Block shouted him out on Twitter after she died, and on the track War With Us, he rapped, "Knock all that meat out your fucking taco. Hollow tips spinning like cyclones. FaceTime a nigga like iPhone. Put a pretty op bitch in a morgue, huh? Call that bitch drop dead gorgeous. Damn, I'm heartless. Bitch, you can call me the Tin Man." 1 year before K.I. was killed, someone also tried to take out FBG Doug, but he only took a leg shot and made it out alive. He told DJ Vlad,
But the second time I got shot, I was leaving the liquor store. You know, motherfucker followed me. I ain't see it coming. You feel me? Motherfucker got up on me. I'm just glad they ain't killed me. You feel me? Motherfucker shot me in the leg.
Duck had been shot before that too in the ankle, but he told Vlad that he wasn't gonna leave Chicago even after getting shot twice. Duck said that he didn't want to leave because he knew how to move in Chicago and stay safe. Plus, he had to take care of his people.
I ain't gonna lie, Duck used to ride around the block, and like motherfuckers used to respect him. You know what I'm saying? No matter what gang they was in. Don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna quote on this for the BDs, but we seen videos of him riding around and motherfuckers like, "Hey, alright, you got it, bud." You know what I'm saying? That's how cool Duck was. I ain't gonna lie. Vaughn was cool too. You know, heard some stories about him, like some personal stories about folks. He was cool as hell. That's why I said. That's why I genuinely say that if these two niggas was still alive right now today, bro, music could be going so hard right now. Like besides them dissing each other, like I said, besides them dissing each other and them they differences. Not saying, like I said, not saying they gonna squash beef and all that, cause you know these the type of niggas that might not squash beef. You know, these the type of niggas that, hey man, when I see you, it's gonna be that, or when I see you, we just gonna push past that, cause we both getting big money now, so you know we ain't gonna risk the brand. You know what I'm saying? I think both of them would be like the face. I wouldn't say they'd be a face of some kind of genre for sure. They'd be the face for sure. I get them that, both of them.
In
That's
Chicago,
I pay respect to both King Von and Duck. I'll pay respects to both sides. You know what I'm saying? I'm not from no side. I'm just paying respects.
I know better. You feel me? Like, I know what to do and what don't to do and what not to do. You feel me? And it's like, now how I move around, shit, I'm safe. You feel me? I ain't gonna say too much.
Duck wanted to take everyone to the next level, but in 2017, he suffered another huge loss when his brother FBG Brick and his cousin Kobe Mack were both shot and killed. Rumors say that C Murder from O Block was behind the hit, but nobody was ever booked for their deaths. Brick and Kobe Mack both getting killed was a massive blow to Duck and the rest of FBG, but Duck didn't let the pain slow him down. 1 year after losing his brother and cousin, he finally broke into the mainstream with the track Slide and racked up millions of views. Duck finally had his momentum up.
I ain't gonna lie, that Slide song, that was fire. I ain't gonna lie. Around with me, I don't want to talk, I don't want to greet him. Go around rob him. First time I meet him, same place we catch him, same place we leave him. Yeah, not allowed in the zoo. Wrong with you. Who you talking to? Yeah, acting like that bulletproof. Till you get your top dropped like it's a coupe. Never left the gang, but you never will. You get in the jail, go around squeal. Time out of here, and they ain't think you will. Bitch, that type of, they get your stupid killed. Oh, bro, you hear me?
The same year he started getting more shine on his name, his homie Wooski got shot in the head outside of the funeral for Dooski the Man. King Von and E-Dog FaceTimed Wooski before the funeral and said, "We gon' surprise, bro." Nobody was ever booked for the shooting, but Von dropped the track back again and said, "At your funeral, I might just slide. Rest in peace, nigga. Shoot up everybody that's outside. Bet Wooski feel this one. I'll bet Wooski still twitching. He changed, something different." Wooski luckily survived the headshot, but he hasn't been the same since. Last year, Lil Durk took another shot at him on the track Computer Murderers and raps, "Check on your mans. I heard he got hit in his head." But he almost died, so I can't say his name because he ain't dead. Keith and the other BDs allegedly tried to blackball Duck in the industry, but after Slide popped off, he signed a major deal with Sony Records and was on his way up in the rap game. Most of his hits were full of disses aimed at the ops, but in 2019, Duck actually showed love to some BDs on the track Chicago Legends and raps, "Okay."
This was fire. When he, I ain't gonna lie, he broke headlines when he dropped this, because then nobody think he was gonna do it. Then nobody expected. He dropped headlines. I think he shouted out everybody. Santana. Who else? Man, bro, what? He shouted out everybody.
Enough with the bro ties. Nah, I ain't crossing over a bitch. I'm not a bow tie. But I made this track to be fair. It's only right that I talk about both sides. He shouted out OTF Newski, Fredo Santana, and LA Capone. But it wasn't long before Duck went right back to clowning his dead ops. King Von and Mimo 600 came out with the track Exposing Me, and Von raps, "Your homie died, I'm smoking that. I'm tired of smelling Tuka and Lil Mark, and I'm tired of scrap." Mimo sent shots at Tuka on the same track and said, "Off that Zico, Tuka, and that Fats, we gon' put in work. Sneaky talking, saying this and that, just go and get him murked." Duck and Ruga clapped back with a remix of the track, and Duck said, "He got caught in traffic. Walzo ain't get to finish his status. He on the internet laughing, capping, then got caught without it. Fuck your homie, he dead. You heard what I said. Fuck Sharoid, fuck D-Thang, and fuck Tirehead." He also clowned Mimo's brother Lil Steve, who got shot and killed, and raps, "These niggas mentioning Tuka, I fuck around, sent you to meet him. I don't got my Glock, when I see an op, I'm bro, I'ma beat him. I'm smoking Lil Steve, can't breathe, thinking it's over. I wish I was right there when Lil Boo got slumped, I would've ran this shit over." Then Duck took it a step further in July 2020 when he dropped the track Dead Bitches and rapped, "Made Chicago Legends, shit, that was just about business. Said I wasn't gonna diss the dead, and okay, I did it. But nigga, fuck T-Roy and OD, them dead bitches." Dissing dead ops got a lot of attention on Duck, but it also led to him getting brutally gunned down a month after the track dropped. In August 2020, Duck went to a rich shopping neighborhood in Chicago called Gold Coast with his girl. He always talks about moving smart and knowing how to stay safe in the streets. And Gold Coast definitely ain't the kind of place you'd expect to see a shooting. But after O-Block got the drop on them, 6 of them hopped in 2 cars and rushed across town to catch him. As soon as they spotted Duck, they jumped out of their whips and started letting off shots, and Duck tragically died from getting hit in the chest and neck. Everyone suspected O-Block as soon as it happened, and in 2021, C-Thang, C-Murder, Moowop, Los, and Zell Money all got hit with a RICO case over it. Then in April 2023, a 6 O-Block affiliate named Teezy got booked for the shooting too. According to a witness who talked to the cops, someone affiliated with O Block put 50K on Duck's head and later increased it to 100K for anyone who took him out. And even though it ain't been confirmed, almost everyone thinks Von is the one who put the bag on his head. Duck and FBG used to put crazy pressure on the BDs in the streets and in the booth, but his death is what ended it all. After he died, Lil Durk proved how hated Duck was in O Block when he dropped the tracks to the Ducks and raps, "You come outside without your gun, you dumb as fuck. Ain't no quick run to the store. They pop out, fire you up. I told my PO through the gate that I get high as fuck. She asked me how high do I get? I told her high as Duck." With Duck gone, the only other rapper who was really putting on for the crew was FBG
I ain't
Cash.
gonna lie,
Cash
that shit was crazy when he got killed DT, you feel me? Everybody know, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't expect to get caught lacking in DT, especially Gold Coast. Gold Coast is like what Burberry, Givenchy, Gucci, all that. That's where all that shit at. You know what I'm saying? You would never expect to get caught lacking the D, like, I mean, motherfuckers got caught lacking DT before, but like the Gold Coast part, like right there by the lake, man, damn, man. Shit crazy, man, but it's, you know what I'm saying? You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
ain't have nearly as much clout in the industry as his homie Duck, but he was still running up millions of views with tracks like Computer Murderers and Step Has Come. Cash was building up momentum by sending shots at O Block on tracks like Back Again 2 Times when he rapped, "I don't want to hear no get back. The whole world witness your main sniper get his shit splat, and you ain't even get your lick back." Then he dissed Dirk's brother D-Thang, rapping, "Look at what happened to D-Thang. They know how we came." Cash even went and threw up a middle finger in front of King Von's mural near O Block, and Dirk called him out for it on Computer Murderers and said, "Sneaking pics by Von mural like Lil Bro won't come out and spin. He ain't heard a fly, so he ain't count. I still'll give him 10. Then just a couple months later, FBG lost their last hope in the rap game when Cash got caught in the street and killed. On June 10th, 2022, Cash was in a whip on the 1600 block of West 81st Street when two shooters rolled up on him and started letting off shots. Cash hopped out of his whip and tried to run off, but he fell to the ground and the witness said they saw someone stand over him and dump their whole clip. Cash wanted to break into the industry and make it out of the streets of Chicago, but unfortunately, he couldn't escape the trenches and they ended up costing him his life. After Cash died, FBG was pretty much finished in the industry, but while they suffered heavy losses and aren't anywhere near the level they used to be, their biggest ops ain't doing too good either. O Block is one of the most famous hoods in America, but over the last couple of years, they've been taking heavy losses too. In 2020, the FBI brought down a huge indictment and arrested 23 O Block affiliates and found 24 guns, several kilos of cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, crack, and over 50K in cash. That was already a huge blow, but FBG Duck's death led to even more issues for them. Now O Block is facing a RICO indictment too, and there's no telling what'll happen when dudes start talking. With cases like this, it's pretty much guaranteed that someone will flip to save themselves. Now there's a 6th dude wrapped up in the Duck murder indictment too, so there's an even higher chance that somebody will take a deal and tell the cops everything.
Oh shit, that was
O
my
Block and
dude.
FBG were at war for years, but at the end of the day, nobody was gonna win. Everyone was just wrapped up in a brutal cycle of violence, and none of them were gonna try and squash the beef because both sides lost too many people to ever have peace.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
FBG
man, yeah,
united
man,
to
yeah,
be-
man. Hey, man, that's the second video today, cuz. Hey, man, all I gotta say is, man, long live Duck, long live Vine, long live all the deceased members on both sides. I show love to both sides because I'm not on no side. You feel me? I just show love because I represent the rack in a positive way. I don't care what side you from. You know, it's shorties out here that need positive role models. You feel what I'm saying? I'll be an advocate for that. But you know what I'm saying? But hey man, that's how it is in Chicago. You know, me personally, I come from the South Side. You know what I'm saying? West Inglewood, back of the yards neighborhood. You feel me? From, you know what I'm saying, Damon on down. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, I just love the rack, man. I love my city. I just hate when we can't, you know what I'm saying, come together and like just be positive. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, I ain't gonna say necessarily positive, cause won't he get it? But you know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying, be like lifting up each other some way, some sort. Because every other city in America, they already like us. Some of them hate us. Some of them want to be us. You know what I'm saying? Especially the females. The females like that accent on them. Oh, you from Chicago? You feel me? Like, you know, everybody know about the rack, so that's all I gotta say, man. But hey, man, we finna keep working, man. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, making 500 subs. You know what I'm saying? doing it big, man. You already know what I say when I end my videos, man. I don't like fuck niggas. If you don't fuck nigga, I don't fuck with you.